Before I start this list, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostle, elders, the great millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to 144,000 men that's pushing and believe in his word and all true sincerity and sacrifice their lives and wills to do so. Shalom to the men and women and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to Israelite foreigners scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth. The Heavenly Father named Jehovah is the only begotten Son named Yahweh Shai. The Lord willing, this video edifying, quick, straight to the point. This video will be entitled Your Mindset in These Last Days. Now, I titled this like this because I was meditating on the mindset you should have in these last days concerning and knowing the times that we're living in. Now, some people may ask the question of how should we act, how we know if we're the elect. Now, we don't know if we're the elect. You know, we have confidence in the Lord that, you know, even though we are believing and doing the work, beginning with the men, you know, the Lord can have mercy on us. Now, granted, obviously don't know, brother, know if they're the elect or not. They don't know if they're the 144 cabinet or not, or the 1/3. But, you know, we ultimately make our call on election sure by doing what the necessary things that, you know, somebody the elect will do. Now, you know, to get back to the mindset right now that you should be having regardless of what's about to happen is that a lot of these things have to go. And not just a lot of these things have to go. Realize the time period we're in. We're not in a time period of peace. We're not in the time period of all is well that ends well. Is that the saying? But we're not in the time period of peace. We're not in the time period of partying, bullshitting. We're not in that type of mindset nor time period. We're in the time of war. And if you can't tell by now that something is around the corner, you're either blind or you're just slow. You know, but anyways, I'm not going to make this video too long. Lord willing, this video is edifying. I'm going to go ahead and jump to Ecclesiastes because realistically, and not just realistically, spiritually, you know, people in the world starting to see that what's going on in this modern day society is all about to come crashing and burning. You know, even your average everyday Edomites can see that these things that's happening are coming to an end. In regards to what you may feel, what you may think, you feel the racial tension, you feel the economic tension, you feel all these things. You feel everything slipping and falling because it actually is. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men. And and the living will lay it to his own heart. And it's better to be in the house of mourning, because why? During these times, you know, if you're not mourning and ready for this place to fall, you're a part of the problem. And that's just that simple. If you're not ready for this place to fall, if you're not looking for a new heavens and a new earth, as is written in 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 3, if you're not mourning for that new heavens and new earth, wanting that new heavens and new earth, you're a part of the problem. Regardless of what you feel, regardless of what you think. So like, if you're not mourning, if you're not trying to be delivered by Yahweh by Shema Shai, or hopefully, you know, putting all the things that are aside to please the Lord, you're a part of the problem. And you clearly want this place to run longer now and last longer. Now, obviously, regardless of what an individual may say, feel, or think, at the end of the day, this place is going to fall. But the wise are in the house of mourning. The point being, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance of the heart is made better. And yes, sorrow is what? Something that keeps you vigilant. Now, when you're sorrowful, you got to think, when you're sorrowful, you're thinking of how how to what? Become better. How to reverse the effects of you being sorry. Or not sorry, or necessarily sorry, but reverse the effects of being sorrow. You know, the elect are in a meditating state of where we're trying to, well, not just repenting, but we're ready for this place to fall. Like yesterday. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of the fools is in the house of mirth. And you people are in the house of mirth. You people that's getting married. If you're getting married in 2025, there's something completely wrong with you. I don't care what she done. I don't give a damn. If you're getting married in 2025 and women don't even sign prenups no more. Women get very much everything. You know, women don't sign prenups. They question if you sign a prenup. Then women run everything. If you're getting married, if you're putting your stock in the clubs, all of these things, if you're putting all of this time and energy into things that won't last you, which ultimately what a lot of people are doing, then you're part of the problem. Actually, let's sit on that. So now I'm going to jump to this Psalms 20. Because a lot of you people don't realize what's about to come down the pipe. What's coming down the pipe is a very hard, brutal reality of cold, hard reality of being humble. And that's what's going to happen. You people are going to get humble for how y'all act and what y'all believe in. And, you know, the elect, hopeful, us being the hopeful elect, well, this is how we're going to act. This is the mindset we're having. This is Psalms chapter 20 and verse 6. Now know that I, the Lord Yahweh, saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving of strength of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some trust in horses. But we will remember the name of the Lord Yahweh, our power. So it's crucial that we know the name of the Lord. So the name of the Lord ain't Ebonics or is not nothing to play with. Us knowing the name of the Lord and calling on the Lord daily and in truth and sincerity and, hearkening to the Lord, trusting in the Lord is going to be better on our behalf. But those that don't are going to what? They're going to be destroyed. The Lord's going to look at a lot of these people. A lot of these Israelites are going to realize that what you have been doing, if it ain't been making videos or listening to the right people, you're going to fall. And the brother's been talking about that this week. Brother's been talking about being under the leadership of these false leaders, these false teachers. The Lord has had it to where if you're not listening to the right teachers, you're basically fucked unless you're the elect. But a lot of you, Jake, I didn't realize you clicked on a lot of you Israelites gonna fall because y'all listen to the wrong leader. Y'all hearkening to the wrong people. But anyways, is that it on that Psalms or that's pretty much it on the. Actually, I get these last two verses. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. And the elect are going to stand upright. But in these times that we're coming into, it's only going to be for the elect. The end goal is salvation by any righteous means. The end goal is salvation by any righteous means. Save the Lord. Let the King hear us when we call. And the Lord Yahweh, through Yahweh Shai, is going to hear the hope or the elect when they call. Sirach 17 and 10, the elect shall call upon the holy name of the Lord. And that's quite literally what's about to happen, or what is happening. The elect are going to call upon the holy name of the Lord. And that's what that's what the hopeful elect are doing. Us, Lord willing, we are the hopeful elect. We are calling upon the name of the Lord in these times before shit even gets to the point of mass death and destruction and carnage. So this is back in Psalms chapter 34. I'm going to close out. I ain't going to make this long. It's Psalm chapter 34, verse 7. The angel of the Lord Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him, fear and delivereth them. O taste and see that the Lord Yahweh is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. So yeah, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord. And beginning with us men, then the women, then the children. You know, the hopeful elect is supposed to put all our trust in the Lord, regardless how tough shit gets, how hard shit gets, how dangerous things get. That's the type of faith that we're building upon, and Lord willing, we have in that day. Just like they had in the Maccabees when the woman was being persecuted with the 7 sons. Now, that's just one example of faith. Eleazar, when he was forced to be Greeked out, and he ain't wanted to get Greeked out. And he was an older man. It said he was 90 years old. I have to go back into the count to double check. Lord willing, I'm correct on that. Lord willing, and also Lord willing, I'm not giving the wrong information. But I know for sure Eleazar was up in age. He was an older man anyway. He was keeping all the laws, statutes, and commandments from the time he was a child. I mean, shit, since he came out the womb. So why would he was an older man doing it? He been doing it for so long. So why not go out doing it? But this is what we're going to. This is the times we're coming into. The times of where are you really gonna stand in your faith and belief in Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai, or are you gonna fold and fall and rather choose to take a sea hip than trust in the Lord? And some of us gonna have the taste of death, and that's fine. But that ain't really realistically, even with Stephen, he was translated up after, he's seen it. And what's that, Acts 7? He seen what they was doing. He got taken up out his body. And he seen the Heavenly Father. He seen all of that. He seen it. But Lord willing, this video is edifying. Before I close out, I'd like to give our praise and glory and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Mekakodash. The Lord willing, this video is edifying, and also next one. Shalom.